Thanks for staying with us here on TVC News at 1. Let's start off in the nation's capital, where the Supreme Court has adjourned for judgment in a suit filed by Kogi State challenging the constitutionality of the laws establishing the EFCC, ICPC, and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit. 15 other states were allowed by the court as co-plaintiffs in a suit after they filed an application for joiner. At the resumed sitting, Anambra, Adamawa, and Ebonyi State withdrew from the case. A 7-member panel of justices led by Justice Wani Abahaji struck out the names of the states after they applied to withdraw from the suit through their respective state attorneys general. Counsel to the Kogi State, Abdul Wahab Mohammed, is in arguing his origination motion told the court that it was the United Nations Convention Against Corruption that was reduced into the EFCC Act. In his preliminary objection, the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, argued that Section 15, subsection 5 of the Constitution should take precedence. Now, staying with judicial matters, lack of the public access to records of court proceedings, delays in delivery of judgments and collection of bribes have been identified as setbacks affecting Nigeria's judiciary. These issues formed part of discussions at a 2-day workshop on tackling judiciary corruption in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. TVC News' Miriam Daniels reports.
If you are a judge and your husband aspires to any political office, you should resign.
Corruption is an abuse of trust by stakeholders for personal gain. The Nigeria Corruption Index study in 2020 reveals corruption in the justice sector was the most severe of all sectors surveyed due to the scale of electoral and political cases handled by Nigerian courts. The UN Office on Drugs and Crimes Corruption in Nigeria study of 2024 found that judges and magistrates were paid the largest cash bribes, despite being public officials that citizens had the least amount of contact with.
Why are we creating many agencies to supervise?
When we were younger, what we used to know about judges were that they lived a kind of secluded life. But these days they do ceremonies, everybody goes to their ceremony, you do their own, they also come, they eat and drink with people, so that has made interaction very easy with people, and that way also, the corruption thing can generate from there.
Severopan is a human rights advocate. He believes judicial corruption influences the outcome of judicial decisions and defeats the rule of law.
Our judicial system is more or less like it has become too predictive, such that even the wrongdoers will even openly tell you go to court, because they know that when you get there, you cannot have the capacity to purchase justice.
Studies further reveal that corruption weakens the judiciary and other law enforcement agencies, as corrupt officials can be easily manipulated or bribed. The Chief Justice of Nigeria says a digitized judicial system would enhance transparency and accountability.
Monitoring the high-profile cases and reporting and advocating for action on them, I think, is the best way to go. And we should strengthen civil society to demand for accountability through this type of approach.
The chairman of ICPC emphasizes that corruption in the judiciary is a complex problem and needs to be addressed using different approaches.
So the committee is recommending that there should be a law that protects the whistleblowers, which will encourage them.
The citizens believe that a fair and efficient judiciary is the key to the anti-corruption initiatives. Miriam Daniels, TVC News, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State.
And it's 1 week after the tanker explosion in Jigawa State, which killed about 180 persons and several others still receiving treatment. The State Executive Council has approved 60 million naira for food items to be distributed to families of the victims. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, who visited the state, emphasized the need for tanker drivers to exercise caution to avert a recurrence.
Alhamdulillah, we thank God that whatever happens is from Allah, and we have accepted it.
The Council has approved, in line with the State Government's swift action to support the victims of the recent tanker explosion incident at Majia Town, the Council has approved a sum of 60 million naira 60 million naira only for the procurement of food items: rice 25 kg, millet 10 kg, maize 10 kg, and 1 carton of spaghetti.
The tanker drivers drive with every care, knowing that what they are carrying, if anything goes wrong, is a very huge disaster. We need to care about the poor people in our society more. Governance is about the poor. We need to care more about them.
And now to Borno State, where the Northeast Development Commission has announced an urgent fund review of the Alau Dam reconstruction project, valued earlier at 1.2 billion naira. Managing Director of the Commission, Mohammed Al-Khali, made the announcement during an on-the-spot assessment of the damaged dam. TVC News senior reporter Jessica Fida has the details.
A major reservoir on the Ngata River is one of the tributaries of the Lake Chad. On the 10th of September 2024, the dam collapsed, causing a catastrophic flooding in Maiduguri. The floodwaters washed away thousands of houses, schools, hospitals, and markets, with nearly 1 million people affected. As the water receded, the Northeast Development Commission is in Kontiga to assess the level of damage of the dam.
Each contract carries some terms of reference, but unfortunately in this occasion we have some kind of a force majeure which affected or will affect both the contracts and other contracts as the case may be. So we're here today to assess what has happened after the flooding and see how it affects the general consumption of the project and to devise some way forward.
According to experts, a robust intervention at the dam will go a long way towards ensuring the return of fishing and farming activities to residents.
If you ask me whether there was anticipation or notice of this extent of flood, I would say no. But definitely we knew there was a problem, and it was a problem we are trying to solve. It was rainy season, as you know, and then water was there, so it's not easy to solve. So it was 1.2 billion. Our project site was just the spillway, but now just adjacent to it, we have a new channel of water. That was a major problem. So, and it's just by the side.
We are committed to all these projects and other projects in the Northeast, and we are hoping that we can see a way to continue with this project. Definitely not as it is, probably in some modified way.
The NEDC leadership also visited the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital to also assess the level of damage caused by the flood. Elsewhere, the commission led by the group managing director inspected some of its ongoing projects within Maiduguri and Jere, where the MD assured of speedy completion. Jessica Fida, TVC News, Maiduguri.